Hi, Empress Justice here. This is the life path number one, part of the numerology series. Now, when it comes to number ones, invariably, they may or may not be loud, they may or may not be like bossy or whatever, but the one thing that is absolutely clear about any number one is that they have a strong sense of self, a strong sense of dignity, a strong sense of who they are. Their ability to create change and the ability to trailblaze, it comes directly from that sense of self and from, if I'm going to be honest, a deep sense of love for the world and for everyone around them. It can be very deceptive because a lot of people perceive number ones to be selfish and bossy, but the truth of the matter is that that's not what number ones have in common. It's the dignity, it's the deep love for humanity. Now, when it comes to the earlier life of a life path number one, life path number ones kind of experience being surrounded by either yes people, or conversely people who kind of, kind of bear down their will on them. I mean, it very rarely happens with a life path number one, but it can happen. It can happen where life path number ones experience a lot of people trying to humble them. That's one area. Or more likely, they are surrounded by people who might be quieter, who are maybe less charismatic, definitely not less impressive, but have a softer glow about them in comparison to number one's bold, bright charisma. So you might have grown up being the most noticed person in the room or the most confident person in the room if you are a life path number one. But also as a life path number one, you might have come into contact with people who have tried to weaponize humility against you. And what I mean by that is that even though humility was very important for you to learn, you might have been surrounded by people who humbled you through spite and through being disrespectful and through being bullying. So as much as your light attracted people who wanted to bask in it and wanted to be right there with you, unfortunately, your light also attracted people who wanted to dim it, who wanted to do everything that they could to dim it. Now, luckily, as a life path number one, dimming your light is not an easy enterprise. Regardless of whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, this is a light right here that cannot be dimmed. If you're a life path number one, that light cannot be dimmed. But I can tell you something right now for nothing. It's not for lack of trying. Okay? But that's what happens when you have a strong soul and a strong spirit. You get people who want to bask in that light, who want to enjoy that light. You get people who want to take that light from you by being energy vampires. And then you have other people who see your light and straight up want to stamp that out. So as a life path number one, that's what you've experienced. You've experienced challenge to your power and your charisma. Now, later on, I feel like later in life, you might have been surrounded by more and more ambitious people. And if you are surrounded by more and more ambitious people, it actually reflects the kind of life you want to lead. There are certain aspects of life that carry a lot of responsibility. You know, it involves you taking the blame for things even when they're not your fault. As a number one, you're not afraid of that. You're not afraid of responsibility. You're not afraid of duty. You're not afraid of having to do what needs to be done. You're not afraid of that. In fact, your greatest ambition is to be wonderful in the world, meaning your desire is towards great achievement, and in particular in something that you're really interested in. You want to achieve great things, and a lot of you number ones want to be financially comfortable. It's just the truth. It is what it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of number ones want to be accomplished in what they do to the point where they are financially comfortable, where they are accomplished, where they have a high reputation, and where they can really take their core values to the next level and really impact the world with it. So later on in life, you are going to be, as a number one, you're going to be surrounded by what you desire most. And that is ambition, and that is drive. And yeah, you're going to be surrounded by those people later on in life. You're going to be surrounded by those very ambitious people who take everything in stride. And sooner or later, you do, as a number one, end up becoming like those people, like you wanted. Okay. So a life path number one, very ambitious. Like, and the younger you are as a life path number one, the more ambitious you're likely to be, and the more responsible and dutiful you're likely to be, the more work orientated you're likely to be as a number one. The younger you are, the more career orientated you're going to be likely to be. That's the truth. Now, in order for you to evolve and in order for you to grow and become wiser, you do need people around you who are not afraid to let you have the spotlight. You need to be around people who are more emotionally intuitive, because you tend to be very rational, right? You tend to be very rational, very reasonable, know what things need to be done logically, and you're the type of person to act on your logic on top of that. But you need people who are more intuitive, more emotionally intelligent, more grounded, who humble you through example and not through shame. Those are the type of people in your life, in friendships, in romantic relationships, in sexual relationships, even familial relationships. You need people who are not afraid to let you shine, who are not afraid to let you take the spotlight, people who will not take your spotlight. Those are the type of people that you need to be around, and you need to be around somebody who doesn't mind holding the fort behind the scenes while you do what you need to do career-wise. So like, while you're doing what you need to do career-wise, for example, you could have somebody in the background handling all the admin, handling the financial stuff. And this is regardless of sex or gender. You need somebody who's not afraid of being second banana and who's more than happy to support you. Because what happens with you, number one, is that you can end up trying to date or be around people who are like you. And unfortunately, that leads to either you dominating over them or them dominating over you. It leads to this massive power struggle that that causes your spark to diminish. It exhausts you. So you can't be around another sun. A sun cannot be around another sun. You need a moon beside you. You need somebody who is not afraid to be the quieter one, not afraid to, maybe shine from your light rather than its own. You need somebody who is not afraid to reflect you, not afraid to support you, not afraid to be in the background while you do your thing. That's what a number one needs. And again, yes, number ones do need to learn humility. You need to learn to listen. You need to learn to empathize with other people. You need to learn to use emotional intelligence. But again, instead of you being humbled into that and people trying to beat you down or make you feel terrible about yourself, what you actually need is for people to lead you by example into showing more humility, into showing more kindness, into being less power hungry. Because the truth of the matter is, number one, again, you're already a loving person. If you're a life path number one, you're already a loving person. All you need is the right person to remind you of that. Love will forever be the foundation of everything that you do. And as long as you remember that, and as long as you lead with that, and as long as you are connected with other people who remind you of that, it will be easier for you to have humility. And you won't just lead from intimidation, you will actually lead through intelligence, through shrewdness, and through strategy as well. So you need somebody to remind you of the love within yourself if you are a life path number one. You do not need somebody who's going to try to stamp out your light. Because fuck those people. Okay? So that was for my beautiful life path number ones. I am Empress Justice. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace and blessings. Bye bye, my darlings.